Thank you so much. Super excited to be on the line this midday, morning, afternoon, wherever you're at, maybe California, maybe you're here in Chicago, but just welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited, Kathy, and thank you for that tremendous introduction. I mean, as I always say, I mean, you are so modest. Kathy gives me these big accolades, but she's one of our Emerald directors. She's the VP of Finance. She is someone who is absolutely instrumental in the day-to-day success of our entire operations. Many of you have heard her beautiful voice on our customer service line. So thank you, Kathy, for always holding it down, for always being there and always helping us to help every single person in this company. So just appreciate you for all that you do. And I want to say an extra special welcome to any guests that may be on the line, for all of our distributors. As Kathy said, yes, happy pre-Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Also, too, a reminder, we will have another opportunity. So make sure if you're traveling, maybe you're with family and friends and you want them to hear this message, you can jump on once again at 7 p.m. Central, the exact same Zoom number, the exact same code. And so now let me jump right into it because we know that here in the US, we are experiencing a health crisis. And we say crises, plural, because it's more than just one thing. And unfortunately, this health crisis is being ignored. When you think about heart disease and how it's now the number one killer of men and women, cancer, it's so unacceptable when you hear the statistics of what's coming in 2030. They're telling us that by 2030, colon cancer will be the leading cause of death for our youth between the ages of 20 and 40. And then diabetes. When you think about diabetes, oftentimes you think about that happening in our later years, but now we see that childhood diabetes is not only on the rise, they're telling us for children born after the year 2020 that if they're Hispanic, if they're African American, they will have a 1 out of 2 chance of having diabetes in their lifetime. And all of that leads to a shortened life expectancy. We've given birth to the first generation of children who now are predicted to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And we know that there's a problem in the United States based on what we're eating. It's a word that I coined by the name of chewicide. We are literally digging our graves with our fork. There's the original diet. And if you're like I am, I grew up with amazing grandparents where we always, witnessed them spending time in the garden. Maybe their neighbors were gardening, but eating fruit and vegetables from the land was just a part of how we grew up when we were much, much younger, but that was their way of life. And now when you look at the children today, this new diet, this heavily processed food, fast food, and this is what they're consuming on a day-to-day basis, and it's having catastrophic consequences. There's a silent killer known as heart disease. We know that in 2020, 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease. And you know that for many of them, 25% of them, their very first symptom was death. We know that about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent, but the damage is already done, but they don't even know they've had a heart attack. And just think about this for a second. Heart disease is 90% preventable, which means 630,000 people died from lack of awareness. And we say that life is unfair to those who are unaware. Once you know better, we have the opportunity to do better. There's an alarming number of our children between the ages of 14 and 19 who are showing as much as 40% blocked arteries. Do you know there's a significance of the age 45 for African Americans? And that significance is we are now more than twice as likely to die from heart disease. And what that means is we might be walking around looking like the picture of health, but if you have a blocked artery that leads to your heart, that's a heart attack. A blocked artery that leads to the brain, that's called a stroke. Well, our vision is a world where everyone has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, creating healthier, wealthier, and more resilient communities. Through our blood type campaign, we're empowering millions of families to discover their blood type and embrace our 5 steps to generational health. a simple, personalized roadmap to wellness. By fostering these habits, we aim to break the cycles of disease and poverty, building a foundation of generational health and a prosperity for families worldwide. There are 5 key reasons that these problems are impacting and plaguing communities around the country, around the world. Let's jump into those reasons. Number one, it's the lack of understanding of blood types. I want to share with you just real quick my blood type story. I was raised by my beautiful blood type O mom, and I'm a blood type A. When I was growing up, I didn't know I was a blood type A, and she didn't know either. And so I ate her same diet. In fact, she often said I was a hypochondriac because always I felt something was wrong. I had stomach problems, different things. And one day I was rushed to the hospital and I was in an emergency surgery situation. I was 19 years old and I had a 50% chance of living or dying, is what the doctors told my family. Thank God I survived that. But what was happening to me based on my blood type, we have lower stomach acid. So that heavy meat consumption that my family was used to, my body was literally breaking down. So understand that your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than your race, your culture, or your geography. It's a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how we can live most healthfully. And I am so thankful that I actually met a naturopath who would change my life, change my trajectory, because I had another emergency medical situation, ended up in the emergency room right before turning age 40. But it would take me to literally right before turning 50 to meet this naturopath who shared with me the power of knowing my blood type. I was able to learn my blood type, learn my family's blood type. My son is a blood type O as well, just like my mom. And understand this was really the reason behind so many of our frustrations. And so we have to know our blood type. We have to share this with our family, and then we have to share this with the world. In fact, our goal, our commitment is helping 1 million families learn their blood type. There are 4 types of blood. There's A, B, O, and AB. And blood type is a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you as surely as your DNA. And the blood types quickly explained. If we look at A, it stands for agrarian. They are nature's vegetarians, thriving on farming and cooperative living with inventive, adaptable, and community-focused traits. B is for balance, adapted to harsh climates and diverse populations, harmonizing the mind's tensions with the immune system's demand. Blood type O stands for old. In fact, the oldest blood type evolved as hunters and gatherers with strong survival instincts and fierce immune system. AB stands for modern, the rarest blood emerging from the union of type A and type B, embodying complexity and adaptability. So when we really think about our blood type is the key to your body's entire immune system. It controls the influence of viruses, bacteria, infections, chemicals, stress, and the entire assortment of invaders and conditions that might compromise your immune system. And I want to really break down something to you that blew me away. Do you know that during the pandemic, blood type O's were more likely to survive when compared to blood type A's, B's, and AB's? And I want you to think about that for a second. Well, yeah, they have by nature a stronger immune system, but the challenge with the other blood types, O's are the majority in all of the world. So most of us have just adapted to their diet, which tends to rely heavily on protein and animals. And so what happened is once we started understanding that, and our A's and our B's and our AB's started adjusting their diet, guess what? We were able to not only go through the pandemic, some of us not even catching COVID, right? But many people who caught it was able to quickly eradicate it. So it's important for you to understand your blood type, because when the next virus comes and knows it's going to come and know it will come, you want to be prepared for that and not be eating outside of your blood type. So your blood type is really your key to unlocking your body's nutritional blueprint. See, your blood type is the single most determinant in how your body interacts with the food you eat and if those foods will cause inflammation, digestive problems, and or weight gain. And when we're eating against our blood type, we're eating foods that contain these protein lectins that are incompatible with our blood type antigen. And these lectins are targeting organs, bodily systems. They begin to agglutinate blood cells in that area for disposal. So it starts to treat your body as if it's attacking your very own body. So it's not like your immune system didn't work during COVID. In many cases, the immune system went to work in a capacity where it overattacked COVID. And because it overattacked COVID, it started overattacking our organs. And now it created this cytokine storm. So we have to eat balanced so we can have a healthy, balanced immune system. See, we create highly carcinogenic substances in our body when we regularly consume foods that are high in lectins or animal protein. And so just know, if you're thinking now, well, how have we survived all these years if we don't know our blood type? Here's the good news, right? Our immune system is really designed to protect us from these harmful protein lectins. In fact, 95% of them are actually sloughed off by the body. But there's about 5% of them that are actually filtered into the bloodstream where they react and destroy red and white blood cells. Now, I want you to think about it this way, okay? Some people inherit what we call the genetic lottery. So you receive 50% of your DNA from your mom and 50% of your DNA from your dad. And you pray that all your DNA is intact and there's no broken DNA cells. But in many cases, and they predict somewhere around 50% of us, we have something called these broken DNA fragments. And this is really what causes us to be more susceptible to disease. So it's kind of like this. If you want to ensure that you're living your best life, we don't want to load the trigger against us, because just know your genetics are already loading the gun, but it's your lifestyle that pulls the trigger. And if you're eating bad your entire life and you just so happen not to have won the genetic lottery, that's where we sometimes see families where there's a lot of premature death. You've all seen it, right? Where there's some families, you wonder what's going on. So many people, they start dropping dead in their 40s, their 50s, and 60s. Some of them don't make it into the 70s. And then you see some of those families, they eat whatever they want and they live to be 80 and 90. And so again, we understand that our immune system is going to be different based on the genetics we inherited from our parents. And so we don't want to play Russian roulette. We want to make sure we're eating properly according to our blood type and keeping our families healthy as well, because there's consequences when we constantly eat against our blood type. Agglutination is a clumping of bacteria or red blood cells when held together by antibodies known as agglutinins. In fact, we must learn our blood type. We can break the generational cycle and know that the power is in our hands. Now that we know better, we can do better. And let's just look at this scientifically, because if you went and received a blood transfusion, and let's say they accidentally gave you the wrong blood, do you know that your blood can start to clot and it could actually almost instantly kill you in a matter of minutes? So now that you start to realize, wow, it's powerful. There is power in the blood, because I'm a blood type A, but I could not give my mom blood. I cannot give my son blood. My blood is not compatible with my mother or my son. So it's not just about, your genetics, right? It goes further than that. You must know your blood and understand that if you're eating food that's against your blood, it could slowly be killing you. And let's look at a sample of some of the avoid lists. Remember, one person's food is another person's poison. And when I looked at the blood type A's, it just amazed me. As much as I love tomatoes and bananas, lamb chops, all of that is against my blood, which answers the question of how I suffered for so many years. Even when I became a vegan, I suffered. It wasn't until I understood how blood type flows and how blood type works. Blood type Bs are supposed to avoid chicken and avocado, black beans, shrimp, crab, lobster. Blood type O should avoid catfish and avocado, oranges, white wine, and cashews. And then ABs are a combination between the A's and the B's. Now, this book was written back in 1996. The gentleman who wrote it actually has been nominated for a Nobel Prize because of his research, because of the science behind this. And you're probably wondering, well, why am I just learning that food impacts my blood cells based on blood type? Well, if it isn't taught in medical school or created by big pharma, it's just not promoted in the United States. In fact, big business equals profits over people. I mean, look at all the things that were once promoted as healthy, right? And we know the reality, whether it's cigarettes and trans fats, 5G, GMOs, milk. But we also have to look at it this way. When you think about the average senior in this country, they're on 12 medications. And many of those medications they're on is to counteract the side effects from the first medication. Sometimes when you take a medication, it starts to destroy your liver, your kidneys. It starts to work against the body. So they give you other medications to try to counteract that. And before you know it, look at this, you're dependent on medication for the rest of your life. And then we have to think about our children. We know that they're willing to sacrifice us if they're willing to sacrifice our own kids. In other countries like Europe, they do not allow these predatory commercials during cartoons where they're targeting kids to really try to make them crave things that are harmful for their body, foods that are toxic. They call it predatory over in Europe, but guess what? We allow that here in the United States. And so kids are watching commercials of highly addictive things, foods that contain high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup causes obesity in kids. They know this. They know we have an obesity epidemic, but they want to feed them high fructose corn syrup because it also makes you overeat. And when you think about big business, if there's people that are over consuming their products, and these products are the most profitable because they're the cheapest to make, there's no life in that product. They know they get it on both ends. They get the money and the profit margins on the product, but they also make the money on the medical side because now these kids are lined up as their next customers. And now you have the sick care industry doing trillions and trillions of dollars. And so you might ask yourself, what countries actually adhere to these philosophies and more of an Eastern medicine lifestyle? Well, let's look at Japan. Japan, when the book first came out, they were the first country to embrace it. Of course, here in the United States, we debunked it. We said it's not true. The doctors will tell you, you don't need to know your blood. You go to your doctor today. They're going to tell you it's not even important. And then if you insist on it, you're going to end up spending hundreds of dollars, or they'll bill that to your insurance and charge you a $25 or $50 copay. Well, we can get you tested for less than $15, but they don't want you to know this. Now let's look at it in terms of the evidence. We know that if you look at the country of Japan, they rank #1 in the world for life expectancy. They live longer than any other place in the world. They've created a blue zone over in Japan, on average, 84.6 years. Now, when you think about the United States, we rank 50th. Do you know that there are third world countries that are outliving us? So we're 76 on average. And if we're African American, we pay a death tax because we're going to die a few years earlier, according to their statistics. But we say, let's not, pay attention to their statistics, right? Let's rewrite our own history and let's break this generational curse and put more life and health on our years by creating our own blue zone. By following the blood type diet, the incidental evidence shows that millions of people are reporting positive improvements by adhering to the blood type practices. We can protect ourselves from common viruses and infections. We can take a stand against life-threatening diseases. We can achieve our ideal weight. We can slow down the process of aging and cleanse our body of toxins and unhealthy fat. Now, the number 2 key reasons why these issues are plaguing our community, it's something known as oxidations. We are experiencing dangerous levels of oxidation. And how do I say dangerous? Because if you look at some of the communities, we're in such food desert shortages where some of these kids aren't getting access to any fruit and vegetables on a daily basis. So you notice what they're doing. They're building all of these dialysis centers because they know if we're not eating fruits and vegetables, if we're not taking care of our body, they cannot build enough of these centers, which is why now here in Chicago, they have 4- and 5-story tall buildings, all for dialysis. And so just know the research is telling us one of the most critical elements to contribute to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many other problems associated first with getting older, but now it's even among our youth. It's called the fact that we need antioxidants. We need fruits and vegetables, at least 5 to 9 servings every single day, because these are loaded with plant compounds known as phytonutrients. And these have antioxidant abilities, because oxidation means the rusting and rotting of the body. To stop that, we have to disable those cancer-causing substances with these phytonutrients. Now, the third reason why we're having so many issues, omega-3 deficiency. I want you to think about it this way. Imagine having a car and you never change the oil. Your car will blow up on you. Your engine will blow. And here's the reality. This country, internally, our bodies need an oil change. There are several different essential fatty acids. There's the 3, there's the 6, there's even a 7 and a 9. Essential means your body cannot make it, which means you have to consume it from the food you're eating. And unfortunately, this fast food epidemic is giving us an abundance of omega-6 and 9. Now, omega-6 is actually an unhealthy fat. The reason why we need a little bit, because you need a little bit of inflammation in case you cut yourself. The body needs to heal, and the inflammation helps to do that. But when it's out of control, it burns like a fire, and it takes our body down. When we see people stroking out in their 40s and 50s, I can tell you what, 99% of the time, they're going to be severely deficient of omega-3. So we have to supplement through this. And so when we think about the increased risk factor for heart attack, strokes, high blood pressure, the risk factor for depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, dementia, how it accelerates the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune, how it contributes to weight gain, obesity, metabolic syndrome, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which progresses to cirrhosis or liver cancer, how it weakens our immune, how it causes brittle bones. So we must get the omega-3 that we need, because it even contributes when you look at breast cancer and they tell us, oh, it's in our genetics. Oh, you have some kind of gene. Well, if it's in our genetics and genes, why is it that in Kenya, they're 20 times less likely to have breast cancer than African-American women in America? It's in our diet. We have to change our diet. And so number 4 is an unhealthy gut. Our gut issues arise when our diet includes improper food choices, lacks sufficient fiber, probiotics, prebiotics. Some of the signs of gut issues include digestive issues, weakened immune system, malabsorption, nutritional deficiencies, inflammation, skin problems, mental health challenges, weight management, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune conditions. Know that 70% of our immune system is in our gut. They're even telling us that Alzheimer's is now linked to an unhealthy gut. And when you think about some of these new drugs for weight loss, what is the one thing they're telling you that it's impacting our gut? So they're just setting us up for some other medication to counteract the side effects of the weight loss drugs. Parasite invasion. Number 5, we are under a chronic attack from these parasites, leading to heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and even mental health issues. In fact, do you know that they've done autopsies and they found the presence of parasites invading our organs, our brain, our lungs, and even our liver? And so now you're probably asking, well, what's the solution? Well, here's the good news. We've spent the last 5.5 years working on health and wellness solutions. Since 2021, we introduced the concept of really understanding blood types. And so the good news is, yes, Akana has a solution. And that solution is what we call the 5 steps to generational health. I first want to read our disclaimer. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or healthcare professionals. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements, and know that individual results may vary. So first, do you know your blood type? In fact, I'm going to just let you all respond so I can see who on the line knows their blood type. In fact, if you don't know your blood type, you want to get with the person who invited you and you want to thank them. They've given you a gift. Once you know your blood type, there's so much power in now knowing how things impact you. It's even rooted in a part of your personality. There's traits that we see. We probably are one of the largest independent studies because we've been doing this for so long, and we can clearly see the correlation between your personality, between just so many things based on your blood. So if you know your blood type, let us know that you know your blood type. If you don't know it, that's okay. But you can learn your blood type for less than $15, okay? Your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or your geography. It's really how you can tap into living your best life. Number two, you must learn what's best for you. Understand that food that heals one can harm another. So it really starts this way. Your blood type, now we know what foods you should eat, what foods are medicine for you. And now we can tie that into your health. And ultimately, your health ties into your legacy because you're able to help your family, you're able to help your community. Number three, purchase the kit that works best for you based on your goals. I want you to think about what your goals are. Maybe it's to lose weight. Maybe it's just to get healthy. Maybe you're dealing with a chronic health crisis right now. So based on your goal, you want to get that kit that fits into what you need. Let's look at our kits. First, when you think about the kit that works best for you, we actually have our blood type starter kit. And our blood type starter kit looks like it's missing from this slide, guys, but it's a blood type starter kit that includes your digital download of all your blood type foods. Okay, it includes your bitters, it includes even your fuel sample. You're getting all the things you need. We give it to you in two ways. You have option one, and option one comes with the blood type test kit. Option two does not include the blood type test kit because you might already know your blood type. Option one is $59.95. Option two is $49.95. And in those kits, you receive your bitters. So you're going to receive bitters, which are a powerful tool for a quick 4-day detox, primarily due to their impact on digestion and liver function. And here's how they work. They're going to help boost your digestion, stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, bile, and stomach acid. These are all essential in breaking food down. It's going to help regulate your appetite, reduce cravings for unhealthy food, support the liver detoxification, getting those toxins out of your blood. It's going to eliminate fat-soluble toxins through the digestive system, alkaline the body, and even improve your microbiome, okay? Now, this fuel product that's inside of the kit, it is the first product formulated in the world that address those 5 key problems we discussed. You're going to receive blood type support because it's formulated for all blood types, antioxidant protection, omega-3 fatty acids, your prebiotic, your probiotic, your fiber, and it's going to even work to eliminate parasites. And it tastes delicious. We call it our Choco Berry. And our number 2 kit is our Flat Belly 7-day starter kit. Now, this package provides a quick, powerful refresh. It's really for those who want to just jumpstart their health journey. Maybe you want a more short-term commitment, but you want to shed pounds up to 10 pounds, just feel lighter, feel better. So our purifier is our liquid colonic plus our full body cleanse. We have our eliminator, which removes those parasites. It's going to reduce mucus. Our regenerator is going to restore the body with superfoods, fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. And this is an actual example of someone who started on day 1 and look at where they were on day 7. What I love about our program, it really works to target the gut and really helps you with that belly fat. Number 3 is our Flat Belly 21-day reset. Now, this is a complete 21-day system. This is a reset. This is for the person facing more intense health challenges or seeking a deeper transformation. This program really works to detoxify your body, restoring balance, promoting significant weight loss between 8 and 25 pounds. It's more of an adaptogen. Like I did the 21 days. I didn't need to lose a lot. So for me, I dropped a few pounds. But for someone that really needs to lose a lot of pounds, it works with your body to give your body what you need, okay, and what it needs. So it's the ultimate choice for achieving a profound physical and mental renewal. And this is Billy. These are his true pictures, guys. Day 1, day 21, dropping 30 pounds of weight. So it includes those same products, The only difference is in a 21-day supply. Now, here's what we're running for Black Friday, and that starts already, okay? But when you purchase the 21-day reset, you're going to receive a free bottle of one of our newest products. We call it Hemp Govee. You've heard of Ozympia. You've heard of all of these different weight loss injectables that people are doing that has, some consequences with it. We have formulated something that's all natural, something that's safe, something that's effective to really help you with your weight loss goals and your maintenance once you complete the cleanse. And we call this our game changer. You're going to learn a little bit more about it, but first, I want to show you some testimonials. Now take a look at Ernestine Davis, 63 years young. Here's what she says: switching to foods tailored to my blood type helped me lose belly fat, improve my digestion, and I achieved fourth place in a bikini contest at 63 years young. Super excited. There was another big, huge weight champion bikini contest that just happened a few days ago. And these three econopreneurs entered that utilizing our products, okay? And we call it Ageless Health. And it really starts with your blood type. And now this cleanse becomes an age reversal cleanse. I mean, can you imagine you have Dr. Yakima at 50, Karen at 52, and Ernestine at 63. I mean, oh my goodness. And here's what's exciting. If you want to join them in this whole fitness boot camp, we're launching at the first of the year a complete body transformation. And as you have your cleanse, they're going to give you certain techniques that you can do to lift those buttocks, to cut out the fat from that belly and really define that six pack. So if that sounds exciting for you, join us the first of the year, but buy your pack now at the lowest price of the year. And then, of course, we have many testimonials. She's down 15 pounds in 21 days. That's Tanisha. We have this other lady, amazing day, 21-day results. I mean, just look at that. I mean, this is just extraordinary what people are achieving on our products. And then, of course, just thousands and thousands of testimonials, right? Over 33,000 customers now, okay? And if you look at these results, all of this was done without any injectables, okay? All natural, safe for the body, and all these results happen in just 21 days. And look at Yvette. Now, Yvette shares her 100-day results, and she became a bestseller for blood type books on Amazon using our principles, using our products, and we are so proud of Yvette. Now, our game changer, which is coming in January 2025, and if you pick option number 3, the 21-day cleanse, you're going to receive this for free. But this is packed with powerful plant-based ingredients. Hemp Govee works synergistically to target key areas of weight management while promoting overall wellness. The key benefits include burning fat naturally, boosting metabolism, curbing appetite, supporting digestive health, and promoting overall balance. Now let's tie that in because Hemp Govee, of course, is made using hemp. Now, if you have to get drug tested, it's the health without the high, and there's no THC. So you can use that even if you undergo random drug tests. Because here's the thing. Cannabis has a very significant role when it comes to the blood type diet. See, A's suffer from lower stomach acids, higher stress levels, more susceptibility to heart disease. B's suffer from susceptibility to autoimmune conditions and nervous system disorders. O's have a higher risk of inflammatory conditions, arthritis, and over-acidity. ABs suffer from sensitivity to digestive and immune stressors. Now, here's what that means. See, cannabis reduces inflammation, helps manage stress, improves digestion. By leveraging the power and properties of CBD and cannabis alongside the blood type diet, individuals may achieve a more balanced, harmonious approach to wellness tailored to their unique biological predispositions. So the endocannabinoid system is considered one of the most important systems of our body, even more important than our digestive and respiratory system, because it's the system that's really the master switch for the human body. So it's a solution that's holistic. Unlike pharmaceuticals that often target single symptoms, cannabinoids interact with the ECS to provide systemic benefits, offering a more natural approach to health and wellness. It really works to bring the body back into balance. And so what is CBD? Again, it's the health without the high. It naturally occurs in industrial hemp. There's more than 50,000 uses for hemp. The first Bible, the United States flag, was made using hemp. THCA, it's a compound that you might not be familiar with. You probably heard of THC, but THCA naturally also occurs in industrial hemp. And it's also the health without the high until you cook it. Once you heat it, then it converts into THC, the psychoactive compound. But you can actually consume it raw and get all of the health benefits and no psychotropic benefits. And so CBD, we formulate our proprietary blends of herbs and botanicals to elevate your well-being. In fact, there's a trend right now in raw cannabis, especially THCA. So as more people are turning to these raw plant-based diets, THCA fits into the concept of consuming raw cannabis for therapeutic purposes, such as juicing cannabis leaves or flower. In fact, raw THCA offers the health without the high or impairing your cognitive functions. And so here are some of the benefits it's particularly strong with, from arthritis to autoimmune disorders, anti-inflammatory, neuroprotective, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, chronic pain, and even cancer. RSO. Now, you might have heard of Rick Simpson oil. This is an extract formulation created by Canadian medical marijuana activists, okay, for all the health benefits. And when you really look at this Rick Simpson oil, we call it RSO. It works for pain, anxiety, sleep, Parkinson's, anti-inflammatory. It stimulates appetite, neurological issues, as well as antioxidant protection. Now, this will have psychotropic effects. It is super, super concentrated because we're using the full plant. So it's a full spectrum product that really gives maximum benefits. So number 4, now that we have the right products, it's time for us to transform our diet and dramatically improve our health. And so we provide you with a meal plan. We provide you with all the foods to eat that are medicine for your blood, that are neutral for your blood, and the foods that you should avoid based on your blood type. Number 5, we want to break the cycle of generational illness. We want to share the gift of health. We want to inspire others to create generational health with your success. See, it starts with you, and now we can support our family on their unique health journey. There's a comprehensive test that we encourage you to get. Sometimes we just don't know what's happening below the cells. And so it's important for you to know where your omega-3 levels are, to do a check on your gut, your vitamins and minerals, your heart, liver, and kidneys. This represents a $1,000 value. But on our website, you can actually purchase this for $189. And right now with our Black Friday specials, you would receive 30% off. But we have something even better, because when you enroll in one of our auto ships, you can actually add this comprehensive test for just a $50 upgrade. I mean, this benefit is just extraordinary. And finally, for those out there who really are thinking family, you're thinking generational, you're thinking about your grandkids, you're thinking about the people in your life you love the most and how you can bless them. Well, this season, we have a package that's worth over $1,000 retail. Now, on the site right now, it says $699. But right now, as a customer, as a distributor, right, it's also available to distributors, you can purchase this for just $489 with your 30% off discount. And so just look at what's in there. You're going to get 5 of those blood type charts. These make great placemats for Thanksgiving. 3 of the blood type test kits, your bitters, your fuel, even our new plant-based coffee that's purely for every single blood type, because it's formulated with antioxidants, no fillers, no maltodextrin, no sucrose, none of the stuff you see in most leading healthy coffees on the marketplace. You get 2 of those 7-day cleanses, and you get the comprehensive health test, 3 of those. So you can actually not only get your test, but help your family receive their test as well. There's over 70 plus products that you can receive 30% off on. So make sure you go check out our new Purely Plant Coffee, premium gourmet coffee, our essential oils, our pain relief and topicals, which are amazing, our hair growth products, our culinary products as well. And so what I want to do now, because you've heard a lot from me, so I want to now bring up a few individuals who are going to share their blood type testimonial with you. And the first one I want to bring up is a lady here in Chicago who just is such our shero. I mean, she is so inspirational. completing half marathons post 70 years of age, right? Amazing. She is Benjamin Button. Every time we see her, she's getting younger and younger. So without any further ado, Mom Mitchell, if you can come on the line and just share your story.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you, Melissa. Was a beautiful accolades. I appreciate that. When Melissa called me earlier and asked to give a testimony, I'm like, where should I start? I have so many. I really do. But I'll start with the fact that I was diagnosed as a diabetic over 30 years ago, and also I was into my head about, I'm not going to ever lose this weight, because I was on that standard American diet, which we call the sad American diet, and the yo-yo diet, where you just go up and down, up and down. And so I had just resolved myself to the fact that, oh, well, I guess I'll just, when I pass away, I'll just be fat. So I was so happy when my family decided that we don't have to be fat and we don't have to be unhealthy. And so we initiated a family health initiative where we met every quarter and we ate plant-based diets and we educated ourselves and became self-advocates for our health and became partners with our doctors. We questioned everything and we helped each other to formulate questions and things of that nature. And then I came to my sister-in-law introduced me to Akana. And I am so grateful that she did, because I was able to find out what was going on the inside of my body, just not, the outside, and not just looking at the blood. As when you go to the doctor, they just basically take your blood, and that's not going to tell you everything. After taking the bioscan, I found out that I had already had a fatty liver, and which is definitely a problem. And the person who invited you could tell you more about the issues of fatty liver and being and detoxing and things like that. And so I was so happy to be involved with learning how to eat according to my blood type and the benefits of detoxing. And the things that I started doing. I started out with the bitters, and then went on to the the 21-day cleanse. My husband and I both jumped in with both feet with this. And after doing all these things, all the cravings left. My numbers got better with the high blood pressure and things like with the diabetic numbers got better. And I've started realizing I don't miss the food that I'm supposed to avoid, like catfish and other foods that I'm supposed to avoid. I'm going to tell you all a quick story. I'm also supposed to avoid white wine. And I was drinking white wine like crazy. We're eating catfish like crazy, and all the other things. And so I was in the store yesterday, and they, how they have the samples. And so I was saying, oh, well, it said you could avoid the white wine. So I decided to have a little sip of the white wine. God, do I regret that. My stomach really started just churning and hurting. It was really, really terrible. So I'm going to avoid white wine for now and forever. And Melissa showed and by the way, I'm a blood type O. Did I tell you all that? Okay, I'm a blood type O. And I did my first marathon at age 70. And my brother-in-law, who was age 75 at the time, I thought he was crazy when he said, let's do a half marathon. And but I decided my husband and I and my daughter decided to go ahead and work with doing the training and things like that. And mind you, I was never an athletic person. Okay, all I did in school and in college was dance and sing. I wasn't on any kind of team sports or anything like that. So I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll definitely do it. And so my husband, who at that time, age 71, my daughter, Kenyatta, who's was 51 at the time, and my brother-in-law, Dr. Webb, was 75, and we all did the half marathon together. And I say, now that's some generational health there. We all in 2 generations did that marathon. And I have, speaking of health generations, we started that family health initiative and really pushing the Akana program with the blood type eating, plant-based eating, detoxing with all of our families and friends, because this is very serious to us. We lost so many people back in 2014, family members back to back, strokes, heart attack, high blood pressure, renal failure, all those things, and many of them could have been avoided if we would have known and about the blood type eating and plant-based eating and things like that. So I just encourage everyone to really give the gift of health this year, okay, and all the rest of your life. That's what I'm promoting, and that's what our company is promoting: generational health. Because as Mike Newsom said on last Saturday on one of our calls, that you could decide to do nothing. You can decide to do nothing. And then he named other things. And this is what I add to that too. You could decide to live a long, sick life, or you can decide to live a short, sick life, or you could decide to live a long, healthy life. And so this is a lifetime program for me. Like we say, a lifestyle change. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And you all are going to have to put up with me for at least for 120 years, because that's my goal.
Wow, I love it, Mom Mitchell. I mean, that was so powerful. And just the fact that you just hit on something regarding sharing the gift of health this holiday, but we could choose to do nothing. And I
Mhm.
always think about, what if we made that choice to do nothing? How many people's lives would not have changed? And when
Yes.
you see all these thousands of people who are living their best life, I say you're on this call today for a reason. And please don't be that person that does nothing. Take action, take action, take action. So that was absolutely powerful. Thank you so much for sharing. And we have one more testimonial that we're going to hear. Well, actually, two more, I think. I want to bring up Crystal Robinson. So if you are out there, Crystal, we would love to hear your story. I think, let me help you unmute. There you go.
Okay. Hi, Melissa. Can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on this afternoon. So I started this journey with you guys when we introduced the Flat Belly lifestyle almost 3 years ago. And at that time, I have 5 adult children. Anybody who knows me knows that. And see that stomach on that first picture? That was me. And I had been trying to get rid of it for years. My children are 23 through 34. So for at least 23 years, I've been trying to get rid of that stomach, and I couldn't. I just couldn't get rid of it. Nothing would work. And you know, when you guys introduced the blood type initiative, I found out that I was a B positive, and one of the first things that I realized that I needed to stop eating was chicken. And for years, I thought that I had allergies. My nose would be running and my eyes would be watering, and I never made the connection that it was because of some of the food that I was eating, specifically chicken. So when I found this out almost 3 years ago, I stopped eating chicken. And then I was like, okay, well, let me make sure, because you know how you hear things and you just want to prove it, right? So sure enough, I stopped eating chicken and then started eating it again. And as soon as I ate it, like as soon as I swallowed it, it went into my system, my nose started running and my eyes started watering. So I knew it was my body reacting negatively to that chicken. So needless to say, I stopped eating chicken. I don't even miss it. Um, One of the biggest takeaways from this whole thing for me has just been that I have more energy and I just feel lighter. I feel better. I lost more than 30 pounds and 30 pounds of waste. All of that stuff right there was waste that needed to go. And I was able to keep it off with our regimen, specifically like the fuel and some of the other things that we have. I've just been able to maintain this weight and I am feeling really good. So just wanted to let you guys know that. And I also wanted to say this, in addition to the Flat Belly products, I also use our CBD products. So the Hemp MD, broad spectrum gummies, and pain cream are 3 products that really have helped me just to live a better quality of life. I was in a car accident earlier this year, and because of our products and because I've been taking care of my body, I think that I'm able to recover better than I would have had I not been. So just glad that we have this, and I'm glad that we're able to share it with our family and friends and the world. So thanks, Melissa.
Wow, thank you so much, Crystal. Really appreciate that and just amazing job. Can't believe you have 5 kids. It always shocks me when I learn that story. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that being said, we're gonna have one more testimonial. We're a little bit over time, but we're gonna go ahead and get one of our guys on the line. I see Anthony has joined us. He's a blood type A. Since we did O, B, we'll do an A real quick. Anthony Morris, I'm gonna unmute you if you are able to unmute. We would love to just have you do a quick share on what your experience has been. You might not be able to unmute. So if you're not able to unmute, I'm going to keep it moving. But thank you so much, everyone, for your share. Looks like, oh, there she is. Elizabeth, I have a blood type A lady.
Hey, Melissa,
Awesome. And
make
give you a shout out too. You have a new series too, I know, Raising Fame. So we have her on the line right now, Elizabeth Ann from Raising Fame.
Well, this is not about raising fame. This is actually about you. I listened to this presentation today, and it's probably one of the best I've ever heard you do. Now, maybe I was listening more intently. I don't know. There were so many pieces of info that I learned and that I could add to a presentation that I will make eventually. But this was awesome and totally amazing. And as far as generational health, being the oldest of 6 siblings, they're all gone. They left me before they were 68. I'm currently 75. I lived a bit of a different lifestyle than them as I changed my way of eating long ago. But not knowing about eating for blood type, I still am here. But now that I know, and I am happy, Crystal, that I don't have to absolutely give up chicken only as uh, working toward being a vegetarian. Do I have to deal with that? But in the meantime, I'll have it periodically. So I just want to say that the blood type regimen and this presentation are both absolutely amazing, and I am thrilled that it is a part of my world.
Wow.
Thank you, Melissa.
No, thank you for sharing. I mean, that message really hit home. I know a lot of people can relate to that, where you witness siblings possibly dying even before you, even the younger ones. So that was just powerful. Yeah.
Including last Wednesday, I traveled home to Virginia for the funeral of a 50-year-old nephew. Now, really, y'all, this is a person who absolutely decided that he didn't want to make any changes, just was going to continue to indulge in his alcohol disease process, as well as being extremely strong-willed. And so that was the outcome. And I made that trip, even though, and oh, I need to comment about the fact that I made that trip 20 days post my total hip replacement, which I was able to delay for like 4 years based on the CBD that I had started to use from this company. And so it pushed away the pain. I was able to rub it on, take a tincture or a gummy as necessary. And it enabled me to delay this outcome. But I have to say that again, after the surgery, I was able to rub it on the lower parts of the limb away from my incision and wasn't comfortable. And I only took that narcotic twice and then threw that away. Nope, not doing that. And so CBD and Celebrex were the only 2 things that I needed to take. Thank you.
Wow. And I know people can relate to that too. I mean, hip replacements are becoming so much more common these days. Even my sister at 46 had a hip replacement. So it's one of those things where when we can manage our pain with CBD, we need to let the world know. So thank you for sharing that. And just we're prayers for you and your young nephew at 50. But we hear that so many times in our family, they're just resistant, right? They're resistant to the change. All we can do is work to share this information, and prayfully enough of them hear this message and make some changes. And so with that,
Can you tell Elizabeth her camera is on?
oh, and your camera's on, Elizabeth, too. And our goal, guys, is to create blue zone communities. When you really think about where we're at right now and how so many people are dying prematurely, we want to make sure we not only create blue zone communities, but a blue zone company so that you can create a blue zone family. We know there are 6 areas in the world where people eat far less animal meat and live longer than average. And so when you think about Japan and how people live longer, many of them lived to 90 and 100, and they're not on medications. They're still able to live a high quality of life. And that's what we aim to create here at Akana. And so what I want to do now, for those who might think business, if you put your business cap on, if you love what you've heard and you want to do this on a bigger level, there's a package called Generational Wealth. And this is where you can not only buy enough products for your family, you can also buy products so that you can actually make money this holiday, and you will actually be positioned in our revenue share pool. So as this company gets bigger and bigger, as our revenue grows, even if your business isn't growing, would you love it if you could earn residual income every quarter off the efforts of the global community? So get back with the person who invited you on the line. They'll tell you more about this so that you can watch a presentation that specifically speaks to that. And that's normally a $6,000 value. And the value, when you get it during this week, the price would be $21.99. And if you really love those cannabinoids that you've been hearing about and learning about, we can actually split the pack pretty much like 50-50, where you're going to get a part of those in the cannabinoids and a part of it in the other health and wellness products. Same value, same cost. Also, a reminder, at 7 p.m., we're going to do this all over again. So don't just jump on the line. Come on with a friend, a family member, a guest. And all week, we are celebrating our 30% off retail site-wide on all of our products. Super excited about that. And so the timing is everything in business. I've been fortunate enough in life to catch several major market shifts. One of them I caught in travel. I was able to get involved in travel before Expedia, before Priceline. And as a result of that, I found myself retired at 33 years of age. Okay, that was back in the early 2000s. Okay, and now here we are in front of another big major market shift with regulatory momentum on our side, with explosive growth on our side. There's a lot of accessibility changes in legal status in many cities around many states around the country. Cannabis is about to go from 28 billion to 197 billion by 2028. And so this is just a window of opportunity that allows companies to operate and grow with fewer barriers. And so what our goal is to help 1.5% of the United States learn their blood type and learn about the 5 steps to generational health. When we accomplish that goal, that means we've now impacted over 5 million people. As a business partner, as someone who has purchased the Generational Wealth Pack, imagine if the average spend is just $50. That's $250 million in revenue with just one purchase. But let's just say 80% of the people reject this concept. It still means we've impacted over 1 million families. Success, as I said before, it's about positioning and timing. There's a S-curve in business that's used to predict success in business. A lot of times people wait way too late to join a company once the company's in major momentum, and you've missed it. It's called woulda, coulda, shoulda. But when you really find a company where you hit that sweet spot, it's right before momentum, but you start hearing the buzz, you hear the excitement, that's the sweet spot. That's the formulation, the pioneering phase of it. And Harvard Business School says, select a company at least 18 months old. We know that 90% of companies fail their first 18 months in business. It also says, according to Harvard Business School, if a company has less than 500,000 people, it's a great opportunity. If less than 100,000 people, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. So we invite you to get started. Get back with the person who invited you on the line. If you have questions, get those questions answered. But just like what our phenomenal Ann Thompson said, don't decide to do nothing, right? Do something today. Even if you just say, hey, let me be a customer. Let me start with the starter kit. Maybe you want to go and start big as a customer with that 21-day cleanse. Or perhaps you're the person on the line who you see this opportunity and you want to seize the moment and purchase one of our generational wealth options. Either way, get back with the person who invited you, get your questions answered, and make sure you're not that person who does nothing. Do something and do something today. So thank you all. Have a phenomenal day. If I see you on the call tonight, great. We'll love to have you. Otherwise, happy Thanksgiving to every person on the line. Safe travels.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Happy
Great
Thanksgiving,
call.
everyone.
Thanks for joining us, Carla.